Hey ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Profit back with more livestock tips. With spring calving in full swing, maybe finished for some, maybe just starting for some, or in the middle of calving down here in the south, we wanted to bring a few helpful tips for you all to help deliver these calves as successfully and safe as we can. I have Dr. Tyler Green down in Middle Tennessee with me today, and he's going to help me bring a few ideas for us to have on hand as cow-calf producers to be able to get these calves on the ground as quick as possible. Dr. Green, thank you for being with me today. What do we need to look for before we intervene with these cows that are trying to calve?
You know, I think that's the best thing we could discuss this morning, Ryan. Got called on a cow this morning. Guy fed her at 7 o'clock, didn't see anything wrong. Came back in an hour, she had a water bag hanging out. So he calls, a pretty valuable animal. And I said, you know, traditionally we've told people 2 to 5 hours. The calf should be fine. If she's not made any progress, need to get her up and see what's going on. We did go ahead and intervene with this cow. Luckily, within an hour, the calf was backwards. And I feel like the presentation of that calf makes a huge difference. Sometimes those backward calves with no feed in the birth canal doesn't initiate the things that we need to tell mama to go ahead and deliver that baby. So I have seen where we've lost some calves just because of malpresentation. So always sooner than later, but don't be afraid to give that mama cow a little bit of time to do it on her own.
So you're saying most of these hard births, there's no two alike?
Yeah, there's a lot alike. But I tell you what, as a veterinarian, most of the time we get presented with the ones that the farmer, his brother, and all of his neighbors have already tried. So sure, we do learn some tricks and tips along the way to help us. And we've got some tools at our disposal that the farmer doesn't, and a little bit of knowledge to go along how to use them.
Absolutely. When do you think we need to contact you? After we've tried to pull the calf, do we need to contact you?
You know, it depends on your ability, your facilities, and the equipment you have. I think any producer needs to have a decent calf jack on hand, and those are not terribly expensive. You need to have some good chains. You need to have some stainless steel chains. I like those a lot better than the nickel plated ones. They're stronger and they don't rust. Sleeves to protect you, OB lube to help you out in those difficult situations.
So you addressed what kind of equipment we need to have. What kind of meds do we need to have on hand, colostrum, replacer? What's your recommendation for your producers that we need to have on hand for these times for these animals?
All right, so let's primarily talk about the calf, because if you're able to pull the calf most of the time, it wasn't too difficult on the cow. Hopefully you don't have any kind of paralysis, you don't have any hypocalcemia, anything like that. You know, antibiotics may be good to have on hand, some drugs such as Lutalize to help that uterus shrink up and expel placental membranes. But primarily for the calf, that's why I love Calf Perk. You can keep it on hand, buy it over the counter. Calf Perk really gets that calf stimulated, gets its heart rate up, his respiratory rate up, gets him ready to move on to the next stages and hopefully get some colostrum in him. And that brings me to the next topic is pick a good colostrum replacer or supplement and know how to use those. Work with your local vet on when to use each one. Whether that cow doesn't have milk at the time, maybe you lost the cow, or maybe she just doesn't have a good colostrum quality and you need, maybe this is a very, very valuable animal. We want to supplement him a little bit along.
Great.
Need to have some electrolytes on hands and maybe even milk replacer, because we don't know what's going to happen to the cow and her availability of milk to the calf. It is very handy sometimes to be able to feed that calf with a replacer for a few days, and then too, in the coming days and weeks, we worry about scours in a newborn baby calf, and Replenish M has been a lifesaver for me. The way they've put that formula together, I love that it's a liquid, it mixes so easily. I love that it's buffered with acetate and they use that for energy. It has been an all-around really good tool to keep in the truck.
Great, absolutely. So what do we need to expect from the cow? Do we need to pay close attention to the cow after we calve? I know she's really the factory that's making us the calf, and we sometimes neglect the mama. Do we need to pay her any attention? Most
of the time, the problems that you're going to have with mama are going to be when I'm there. When it's a really difficult birth, most of the time I go ahead and give those mamas some antibiotics that'll last a few days, hopefully keep her from developing any kind of infection or inflammation in her uterus. I will always give them something to hopefully help clean out their uterus. and expel those fetal membranes. And then too, if we have any kind of paralysis issues, I love it when farmers have something on hand where we can hoist that cow up. Keeping her on her feet is the most important thing when we have a little bit of paralysis.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you did mention scours, and what's your protocol for your guys to have on hand? You know, just in case we do have scours, how do you want your guys to go about treating scours?
Ryan, I love you and I love TechMix, and I hate to keep throwing this out there. For years, you know, we reached for antibiotics first and foremost because I guess primarily we're dealing with viral or bacterial pathogens that are causing these scours. Whether there's a virus there or not, you're going to deal with bacteria, and so I feel like most of the time as large animal vets and producers both, we reach for antibiotics first. Really liked the results I've got out of Calf Nova so far, and I love Replenish.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Dr. Green, for being with us today and help us give us some spring calving tips to help us be able to deliver these calves as quick and easy as possible. Thank you all for watching. If you've got any questions or comments, drop them in the comments below, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you all for watching Ryan's Livestock Tips. Have a good day.